Dear Diary, my name is Dustin Taylor, and this has been one long week. So the reason I'm saying Dear Diary is because one of my friends, he actually watches some of my videos, which is interesting because I did rant about a few days ago or a few videos ago, and he goes, "I'll be fucktard. I wouldn't let you stay at my house." In all honesty, this is going to be very interesting. Videos. I have friends or family, they actually, I try not to say people's names, and if I do, I'm really sorry, unless there's people that I want to like think they've done well in life and they deserve all the praise, recognition that they deserve. But the diary part, he goes, or like a diary, and I'm thinking, now, the show is that I built a health and wellness company, and the way people probably hold on to things in the past, hold on to things that eventually just build up, it's when everything piles on you, expecting to express rid of everything going through their mind and system, let it go. Well, the reason I make these videos is that even though friends and family, I don't want to confront them anymore. And it's not that I'm trying to stay away from like animosity or confrontations. It's just that when I've seen people in all of my experiences, that if you tell someone like, "Oh, hey, I don't like this," or "Oh, hey, thanks for not allowing me to stay at your house for the stampede because you don't run an Airbnb," like, and I get that. So what I'm essentially doing is I'm going to express my thoughts and feelings through these videos. I'm going to let everything digress off of me after I've thought about things for a few days, make a video, digress it, and on to the next. This way I'm not holding on to any I don't quite know the word that I'm looking for. Like I'm not looking to hold on to anything, but I'm not also looking for confrontation, if that makes sense. Like I'm trying to make it so that whatever has happened, I digress it, I let it go, on to the next. Because you know what? You're never going to be happy with friends, family, or anyone 100%. So if you can understand the friendship and go, hey, you know what? We banter back and forth. I get it. It's not Airbnb. Okay. So it is what it is. Like, it's not, our friendship's never going to be ruined, I hope. Because I gotta be honest, like, I did throw him under the bus. And the fact that he watches my videos, yeah. There's a lot of my other friends that, well, if they watch my videos as well, I understand what I'm thinking. And I'm not saying that my thoughts are the right thoughts or the right process. Like, everyone has their own thoughts, opinions. It's just that this is the best way for me to let go of things instead of holding on. So, this kind of brings me to my next step. And, you know what? Actually, let's just throw a tangent in there. So, I'm thinking every time I should do a tangent or run off my stories, everyone should drink. So, today's Sunday, Fun Day Sunday, 5:23. It's time to drink, you know? Like, it's 5 o'clock everywhere in the world. Well, probably not, but you know. Time to drink, watch this movie, this video, watch Dustin rant, make tangents, drink. That's the game. That's the game now. So, um, actually, I don't should have gone on that tangent because I was going to go somewhere else with it and I totally forgot what I was going to say. So that wasn't good. Sometimes those tangents are not the best. Whatever I was going to say will eventually come back up. Hopefully not too late or when I'm done the video or it is what it is. So Here's the interesting part. I was kind of having a very rough week. And the reason I say this is I still can't get the banking done. Like, it seems that I made two mistakes. And the two mistakes I made was when I sent the funds overseas, I put as a gift instead of new account. So I can't change it. They want me to take the funds back and then pay an extra 100 or whatever the heck the service charge or transfer charge was and redo it again. No, just phone the bank and say, hey, this person sent funds? Yes. All right. Well, it should be a new account and it should be the reference number. How hard is that? So that being said, okay, the company I'm going through goes, oh, we can't help you. You need to go through your own bank, yada yada yada. So I go through my bank. My bank goes, we don't know what the hell to do here. Like this is out of our realm. So not only did I go through the retail side of my bank, but I also went through the corporate side of my bank. And I was like, okay, well, maybe I'll find a new way to figure out how to accomplish company life. I'm a happy candidate to watch these videos. And I'm freezing. Sorry, my computer and the way I'm talking and the way my mouth is going, the words and me are not lining up. So I'm sorry about this video if the quality's really bad, but I guess I need to probably get a new computer when I have money and not bankrupt and all this other jazz. Oh, can't catch a break in this world. Anyways, so it's been a very interesting week. So my banking's not done. Fine. And it might be another week. Okay. So I got my business card from Vice, which it actually looks pretty good. It's nice. They're nice cards. It's a nice plastic card. It shows my logo. It has I don't know if they're like the UPC codes or whatever the BlackBerry codes used to be that you can scan, or the Android codes that you scan with the photo and it brings it up. What it does is it takes all of your information from your website, your social media, and it takes it all. Once you tap someone's phone, they have all your information on hand. It's hand out business cards without handing out business cards. So that's kind of nice. And then I was thinking, like I really have to step up my marketing. And I'm not a marketer. I've taken like the odd, I don't know, maybe 3, 4 marketing classes in 2 of my degrees at the university. Even though they teach you different ways to market, they don't actually teach you real life marketing. Does that make sense? Because I've gone through everything where I thought, okay, I got 81, 82, 83, I don't know how many YouTube videos, maybe 150 views, maybe. I'm not too sure. Like if it averages out to 2 views per video, maybe. I have no idea. So then I signed up for TikTok, and I posted a video of me from like fat to like cowboy pimp looking, and within 10 minutes it had 184 views, and then in 3 days it only had 3 more views, and I'm just thinking, damn, we were so close. So it's like marketing's very interesting because I'm trying to do it all myself. I'm trying to build this business from the very bottom. I've got the idea built out. I got the email templates built out. Being a finance major, everything I've done for accounting, whether it's right or wrong, I've filled out my balance sheets, my financials, and I hope that I put it in the right places. I've already had to do an accounting. I have to do it twice a year, or else I can get charged up to $10,000 British pounds, which that's expensive. So I had to do my accounting already, and I don't even know if it's correct. I just said what I had and paid the fee and said, hopefully this is correct. If it's not, well, it's not like I've made any sales or sold anything. And I've had a lot of I had 4 demos and they all quit on me. And I'm thinking, I'm a very niche company, so there's going to be a lot of people that probably don't want to actually look at themselves and be better. Everyone says, "Oh, I want to be better. I want to be better," but for the most part, you really do have to want to be better. It has to be you. It can't be anyone else forcing you. It can't be a spouse, a friend, or family. It has to be you. You have to look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Hey, you know what? There's these things that I think I could probably change about myself to make me a better person, make me happier in life." And I'm going to tell you right now, even though I have no addictions, I work out 3 hours a day, I eat healthy, I have no friends, and I work on this business. I really have tried to keep it so that I've eliminated all the noise. I've tried to eliminate all the people, places, or things that can hinder me from moving forward in this journey. And so this is the interesting part is in the last 3 days, like when I tell people like having a spiritual awakening, it's tough. And they say like lots of people get called to a spiritual awakening, but then a lot of people will actually like say, "Hey, I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore." And I'm going to tell you right now, for me as a person, I've never quit. And it's funny because that's not true. I either quit when I've accomplished something and don't want to keep going, which is like kind of weird. So like I have a black belt in karate, Shotokan karate. There's 10 levels of black belts, and I was thinking to myself, okay, why didn't I keep going? At that time, I remember getting my black belt, and then I also remember playing baseball, and then it's coming into football season when I was in high school. So what do? Are you going to stick with karate, or are you going to go with like where the crowd kind of goes, baseball or football, right? So I had my black belt, done. Baseball season, and that's another thing. Baseball, I was probably one of the best pitchers and third baseman for my age, probably Western Canada, and that's not even a lie. I was not the fastest, I'll guarantee that, but for hitting, third base, and pitching, top 5%. Can't even lie about that top 5%. And then you go, well, how come you didn't stick with it? And that's the sad part because I think if I was actually stuck with baseball, my life would have been on a different journey. And I don't know, that very last season, I was 15 years old playing for the Canadian League. It's like the league right underneath the Babe Ruth, which is right underneath. At that time, we had Calgary Cannons. Now it's the Vipers, and then it goes to MLB. So it's close. Like you're in that very end group that if you're going through high school and everything else, you're hoping to play baseball for the rest of your life. And I can tell you, when I was 15, I could throw a fastball 82 miles an hour. Unreal. 82 miles an hour. Fastball, change up the curveball. That's all I knew. But, so we actually won the championship that year. And I said, like, hey, I'm going to high school. Everyone wants to be on the high school football team. Like, that's how you get women, yada, yada, yada. And in my head, I was thinking, well, I'll do football during the fall season and then go back to baseball because I was not technically, for my age, I was in that in between gap that I couldn't stay in the same league I was at because my age was out. And then the next level up, because my age was out, I would have to sit on the bench for 6 months, a year, whatever it was. So I could practice and train with the team, but I could not play a game. And in my head, I just said, well, if I come back to baseball after trying for football, like maybe we'll do it that way. Sure. So I did football for one season, came back and tried to play baseball. I probably lost 80% of my skills in a year. I went from being probably the top 5% in Western Canada, maybe Canada, to being like the worst 5% in the entire world. So that was kind of a big jump. Whatever, learning lesson. But yeah. So now I figured out where that tangent was going when I said like Dear Diary. And I was thinking, you know where that comes from for me when he says that? Is if anyone is my age or older and remembers the show Doogie Howser with Neil Patrick Harris. I gotta tell you, Neil Patrick Harris, when I found out he was like part of the community, I was shocked. I was so dumbfounded. I was thinking, what? Neil Patrick Harris is gay? I couldn't believe it. Because like I had watched him growing up as Doogie Howser, young heartthrob, Doctor Protege, and like that's how he got his career. Like that's how he started out. And I remember watching him grow up from there, and I'm thinking, yeah, Dear Diary. It just makes me feel like it was the Doogie Howser days, you know, old computer screen. You could see him typing away. But then I was like thinking, you know, Neil Patrick Harris. This is the tangent actually. Drink. Neil Patrick Harris is like the one actor that I could believe being a child doctor protege, that I could see him being a male slut because in what is it, How I Met Your Mother? Like he just played the part of like a player better than most players. And then when I found out that he was part of the community and gay, and I was looking at him and going, I could see it because you know, like I've watched him on who I don't know if it's the Emmys or one of those big award shows. He sings, he dances. For that guy, he is probably one of the most all-rounded actors in our generation. To be fair, like if you look at his highs and lows of where he's gone in his acting career, he's absolutely amazing. To be honest with you. So when my friend goes, it's like you were doing a diary. Well, dear diary, I love Neil Patrick Harris, and thank you. Honestly, it is what it is. So this is another thing. Like when I tell people about the spiritual awakening, and I tell people like, hey, I'm in a spiritual awakening. I also know I have a twin flame, and everyone goes, oh, why are you talking about the twin flame? Because nobody understands how brutal a twin flame is. It's the other half of your soul. And I can tell you right now, you can say, oh, it's easy to just go find someone else, blah, blah, blah. No, it's not. Because some of the things that they actually say about twin flames, like that you'll feel their energy, blah, 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 or you'll know where they're at. Yes and no. Okay? In all honesty, she has to be within a close enough radius that I can pick up something in my inside, like mind, energy field. And I can tell you, for the last 2 years, when she's coming back to my city, literally, that time I go, oh no, she's back. And I'm thinking to myself, I could be sitting in this chair and just have that thought, and I'm going, she's back. Sure enough, all I have to do is talk to some of my friends who know if she's back or not. Done. They're like, yeah, she just got back today. I'm going, that's some pretty good intuition and thoughts in a really weird, creepy way. So now, imagine going, talking to people, okay? And when I say I'm a spiritual healer slash empath, I feel a lot of energies of people. And if I don't have calmness, and I've said this in lots of my videos, if I don't have calmness with you, I know that I can't trust you because there's something on the inside that tells me, like, hey, there's something wrong with this conversation. It's not lining up to who they are. And that's pretty good intuitions. So with her, imagine, so like I said, she's the devil. She's got every addiction possible. Every. I have none. Interesting, hey? So my city hates her because she's a bad girl, but then my city hates me because I'm too clean, and yet the twin flame, which is the other half of each other's soul, God, devil. So imagine that. Now I have to do is a spiritual awakening. So a spiritual awakening, and everyone goes, "Oh, I've gone through lots of spiritual awakenings. This." No, you haven't. No, you haven't. Don't lie. Okay, just don't lie. Because I'm going to tell you right now, spiritual awakening. If you've been called to a spiritual awakening, good luck. That means you also have to do your own soul contracts before anything in your life actually lines up. My soul contracts, I have to get a six pack. I can tell you right now, I look down, it could take me another 6 months to lose the last 2 pounds of stomach fat that I have. And you can say, you only have 2 pounds? Sure. It's brown fat, which means it's the hardest fat to get rid of. You gotta be clean, your diet's gotta be clean, extra cardio, straight fat loss burn. And people can go, oh, you need to drop calories. No, you don't, actually. When I'm telling you this, burn 4,000 calories a day, eat 5,000 calories. You will always be in a fat loss burn. Always. Okay? Because a normal day, a person probably eats 20, or without eating, you probably spend 2,500 to 3,000 calories just sitting, moving, talking. So that should be your logic on like how things kind of line up. So when I've done this spiritual awakening, I said to God, all right, God, I'll change all my ways. I'll give up my sins, my addictions. I'll be the best person I can be. I won't judge anyone. I'll learn to look at things from the other points of view. I will just try and be that best person I can be moving forward. Okay? I ask in return for true friends, the truest form of love. Oh, I should have never said that because he did give me the truest form of love and true connections. All my connections, yeah, they're sketchy. They're sketchy, okay? It's just because I don't know what it is. I apparently get along with a lot of sketchy people. I don't care what they do. Just don't hurt me. Go with respect, and we're good. So, anyways, I had a lot of sketchy connections and a lot of interesting offers. I had $1 million a month offer on the table, and here I am, can't even make minimum wage. So that should show you that I chose the hardest path with the cleanest hands. So my connections are done. My friends, I had one friend who came out, and he's the other guy that I talk about a lot in my videos. And he's starting to get to the point now for himself that he's quit drinking. He doesn't sleep around. He's trying to work out every day. He's trying to kind of do the same type of thing as me, is build himself up and then build his business. And it's interesting with him because his family is very either the tarot, spiritual, um, premonitions. He's already told me that the priest and his mom have pretty much said, like, hey, there's going to be a girl that you're going to fall madly in love with that might end your life. He told me this, and if it happens, I said, well, if you already know the outcome, then why don't you change your thought process and go, hey, I know that if I'm going to fall in love with this girl, I can't allow anything to happen to me as a person. Sure, it's fun to be in love. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love to be in love to have somebody beside me, someone that I could talk to, be myself with. I love love. Don't get me wrong. I gave that twin flame everything I could have given her. And I let her walk on me, treat me bad, abuse me, love bomb me, hit on my friends, probably even sleep with some of my other friends or acquaintances. Put me into so many situations. But you know what? I was true, honest, and loyal to her. And she'll never see that ever again. Ever. I'm going to tell you this. When I said I was looking for the truest form of love, I wasn't fucking around. I really want to get married, build a legacy, have a family, and get the fuck out of Lethbridge and actually start living life. That's what I really want to do. So, anyways, I already know that in this spiritual awakening, God's going to go, who do you believe more? Your other half of your soul or me? That's the spiritual awakening, okay? Because most people will get into a spiritual awakening and there's for a reason. He will test you first to see if you're loyal to him or if you're loyal to other people. That's the first part of the spiritual awakening. And I have to give away my truest form of love to show him I'm willing to go as far as he wants me to go, wherever it takes me. And it means that everything now, when people go, oh, how come you can't figure out what you're going to do in 2 days? In a really weird sense, I can't explain my life anymore because things don't happen on my time. Just like the banking. I want my company open by tomorrow. It's not going to be open tomorrow. It might be open next week. Okay. So now I got to fix my website and change all that over. Okay. Those are learning lessons. I can't control time. I can't control anything. Can't control the six pack. Can't control when my business will be open. Can't control the banking. I can't control others on how they think, respond, act. All I can do is just be the best version I can be. So, like, I tell people when I go, the weirdest part is like, if your body tells you to go right, go talk to somebody, do it. And then once you do it, you're supposed to find out why you were supposed to do it. In most points, there'll be something that'll be said or something that actually helps you just keep moving on your journey. That's a true spiritual awakening, is that you're starting to listen to all the energies on the inside of your body. And most people, whether they believe this or not, it's like if animals all over the world, and watch this example. So say we just had an earthquake. Okay? Everyone would have felt that earthquake. Okay? Humans feel the earthquake when it's happening. Animals sense the earthquake before it's about to happen, which means animals and everything else are more in tune to the world energy than what humans are. And I think the reason that is because humans are so fast now. You don't actually pay attention to what's around you. You don't pay attention to the conversations, the birds, just the winds. I think people are so into their own minds that they've lost all concept of knowing that we are actually animals. We're just part of the ecosystem. You know, we eat, sleep, reproduce, whatever, right? Like, we're animals. We're just animals that can actually use our brains and either build things or screw things up, it seems like. That's how humans are. We're the biggest viruses on this entire planet. So, anyways, that's the fun part. So I've had quite of a hell of a week. Just nothing planned out, nothing pans, nothing. Just getting beat down, get beat down at the gym, get beat down in life. Like they actually had to up my credit card so that I don't claim bankruptcy. I'm just thinking, isn't that interesting? Because I know the game. I'm a finance major. All I'm doing is I'm going to try to build this business as best as I can build it. I'm going to try to market myself, and it's going to go one of two ways. Either the company gets so built up and I don't cover my bills, and then I have to then I claim bankruptcy. The first one is always the easiest one. So if I have to claim bankruptcy in Canada, it's 9 months, $200, so it'd be $1,800, and then it's wiped. And if that's the case, I can get my credit up to $150,000. At the very end, I'll put a permanent residency, which is $4,500, onto my credit card. I'll put $1,800 away so that my first bankruptcy is free, and then all the other money from my credit goes into the company, and then I'd be a Canadian version of Donald Trump. I'd be bankrupt, but I'd have a company and nothing in my name. It's all in the company. You can't go after the company, especially if you hide who the directors are. There's forms that you can bring in someone. If I'm the owner of divinityvirtue.com and I claim bankruptcy and they want to see if I own companies anywhere in the world, I shouldn't be saying this because if they ever check my YouTube, my hands will get slapped. But I'm just going to be honest with everyone out there so that you guys understand the life process. And this is the game. If you want to become a billionaire and get ahead, this is the game. You build up your own credit, build up the business, and you hope that the business can pay off your own credit. If not, and bankruptcy on yourself. You keep the business going. You shelter up the business, put a different controller or somebody who acts on benefit of divinity virtue but has no actual shares, can't actually do anything, is just a head figure. So it'd be like Elon Musk. He didn't create Tesla. Like, he just came on through a partnership. The other two guys, I think it was two guys. The other two guys quit, and he goes, "I'm good. I think we can keep this going." So he didn't create it. He just happened to be the lucky one who just kept going with it. So now he's multi billionaire, probably even close to a trillionaire, whatever his assets and everything else is. But like that's the game, right? So, anyways, it's been interesting. So I've been trying to get this whole company going, just trying to show people how to do this. The marketing's coming down. I'm learned how to edit videos. I learned how to do voiceovers. TikTok. I've learned. If I really want to start editing these videos, then you know that I've got a lot of time on my hands, and I'm just trying to find different ways to build this brand up in every different area. And I'm thinking is for me personally, if I can become a motivational speaker, I can show people like what I've gone through and how to build up a company, stuff like this. At least you guys are seeing the open honesty, which should allow you to go, hey, he's both being open with us. Oh, sometimes I can't talk. Drink, there we go. Drink time. Sorry about that. But like, I want these videos to show people don't ever hold on to things, assess it, digress it, let it go. And here's the fun part. So in the last like 3 days, so my grandma, there's gonna be a few tangents on this. I go upstairs and I've caught her at breakfast time eating either pudding, donuts, you name it, it's not good. Whatever she's eating for breakfast is not what breakfast should be. And I asked her, I said, why are you eating pudding for breakfast? Like, what is going on in your head? Oh, well, I'm hungry. Okay, well, you got toast, cereal, any of that stuff? No? Okay, whatever. Make up your own mind. I guess it is what it is. And I said, that's funny. I said, you know, with watching how you eat, I can see why our family ate really bad. And I said, why is that? She goes, well, she goes, well, you must have just overate your feelings and whatnot. And I go, mm-hmm, I probably did because I know I overeat my feelings now. But then for me to overeat my feelings, and I eat 8 pounds of food a day now, and I'm losing weight. Okay, so I'm really overeating. But I said to myself, I said, I've had to change the entire way that I eat. Everything I eat is not what you guys eat. And she goes, oh, well, your mom eats really healthy. And I go, she didn't back in the day. I said, everything that you have in this house is what she had. I said, so if I was overeating, there might have been chips in the house I could overeat. Coca-Cola, love Coca-Cola. So there's a lot of things. And I said, why is that? She goes, oh, well, I left house early. And I'm thinking to myself, she left, and her, like my great grandparents were army people. So probably very tough mentality, do things by the book. And my grandma has a big, don't tell me what to do. Fuck you personality. My whole family actually does have that personality. So apple doesn't fall far from the tree. And she goes, well, I left home early, yada, yada, yada. And I'm thinking, okay, so all of your habits were picked up by your kids. And I said, okay, so you left home early. My mom also left home early. Believe my uncle probably dipped in and out. My aunt probably left early. Now, when you look at everyone's eating habits, I'll learn from you how to eat. And now, when it comes to me, I have to retrain myself on what to eat. Okay? So, anyways, it's very interesting because when I look at my family, she also eventually gave up all her sins and addictions, got clean and sober, which is amazing. She's gone 30, 40 years. I'm not too sure the exact number, but she did a very good job. And she ended up going back to the university and getting, she almost had 2 degrees. She got 1 degree in psychology, and then she was almost had she 1 or 2 classes away from a science degree as well. And she ended up going and being a alcoholic and addictions counselor, which is fair. So that's the transition. Like she was the first one to get the university degree. Now my mom didn't go to university. Um, she's more of a hustler. She works hard. She she grew up in Lethbridge. She probably knows the hood way of things. She knew how to chameleon herself to everyone around her. And I think that was probably for her own inner safety and protection because I gotta tell you right now, I don't hide who I am around everyone. I just show who I am. You don't like me? Great. Nonetheless, like I don't need to be in your life. You don't need to be in mine. I'm out. But I think for my mom, she always wanted either friends or acceptance or there's something back there that it must have been the way she grew up or was raised or something. And she's got a very chameleon way of life that she can transition and adapt to a lot of different groups, whether you're from the hood or whether you're a CEO making $400 million a year. She sees all spectrums of life. So she learned very well to shapeshift, face shift, chameleon, be somebody that others would want. And she did well. So she went through the corporate world, which I think she probably had a lot of, sorry, she probably had a lot of guys who thought, oh, I'm top dog. I'm going to make sure blah, blah, blah knows that I'm top dog. She fought. She's fought her whole life. Guaranteed. And I can tell you with my mom, good on her. Because I think for all the things that she had to go through, and it's interesting because, like, I'm watching her life and I'm thinking to myself, I'm doing your exact same path, but 10 to 20 years faster. So everything that you've done or everything that you should have done, I'm doing. And the only reason I'm starting a corporation, she goes, don't work for a corporation. She goes, build it yourself. She goes, at the end of the day, I worked 20, 25, 30 years, whatever it is. She goes, they didn't care for me. I was just a number. Make their money. Boom. She goes, build up your own corporation, even if it's a struggle, a heartache, yada, yada, yada. She goes, at least you built it from the start, built it from the bottom, and everything's yours. It's all your own hard work, your own perseverance, education, everything that you're doing is you. So you're not relying on anyone else. Okay? So this is the other thing. When I look at the paradigms that I have to go through, and this is a test because when you're in a spiritual awakening, so watch this. If my twin flame is the devil, okay, I know that I can't change her thoughts, opinions, addictions, nothing. She has to do that herself. So in my world, I can chase her, I can go through her lifestyle, blah, 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 blah. Okay? And the reason I'm saying it's a close tie to what my mom went through, my aunt is the same as my twin flame. Okay? My aunt had every addiction possible and put you through the fucking ringer. When I say like the ringer, some of the things my mom had to do for her sister, that was the lesson. And God, even though she gave everything to her sister, and this is going to be an unpopular opinion, she shouldn't have. I'm sorry, mom, you shouldn't have. My mom probably should have cut all ties with her sister and just said, hey, even though we're a family, we're blood, we're related, I can't give you my life. I can't stress over. You make your own decisions in life. And this is what you chose. If you chose to stick a needle in your arm, if you chose the pipe in your mouth, if you chose that lifestyle, that's your path. And my mom should have learned, kick her out. And it's funny because I actually kicked my aunt out of my life, and I kicked my dad out of my life. And it's not the healthiest way. But at the end of the day, I know that for me as a person, I gotta make sure that my health is number one. My mentality is number one, everything. And if that means that I have to get rid of people who have addictions, problems, even though I care for them, love them, like there's no tomorrow, so be it. Because at the end of the day, I can't help you. You gotta help yourself. And that's the reason for this company. I can show people how to be a better versions of themselves, but you have to want to do it. You have to want to look at yourself in the mirror every day and go, hey, I'm willing to step up. Because I'm going to tell you right now, in these last 3 years, I have had some of the biggest heartbreaks I could ever imagine in this lifetime. And when I say, like, there's times that my thoughts are so dark, I could end this, that's not even a lie. I just go, wow, this is absolutely crazy how much I've been put through the ringer. And in the last 3 days, my grandma goes, oh, you should go to counseling. I'm thinking, okay, why? And she goes, well, if you're going through all this stuff, maybe you need to talk to somebody that'll help you out. My mom said the same thing. She goes, oh, maybe you should go to counseling and talk to things out. And then my cousin even goes, oh, how are things? And I go, oh, hell, it's been one of the worst lives I've ever lived, apparently. And I said, I just want things to go right. I want things to just finally happen the right way. He goes, oh, well, maybe you should go to counseling. Here's the deal. I've been to more counselors than probably anyone in my family. I don't need to go to counseling. I don't need to go to a counselor and say, hey, this is my problem, 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 this is my problem. Okay. As a counselor who's book taught and everything else, are you going to show me how to get out of bankruptcy? Well, hey, I got 2 degrees in economics and finance. I made 6 figures in sales, probably in half my jobs, and I can't get a job for the life of me, so I have to create my own job. Okay. Are you going to tell me how to get through a spiritual awakening where everything I do now is based on God and energy? You're going to tell me how to get? No, probably not. Are you going to tell me how to get rid of my addictions? Oh, I don't have any addictions. So my guess is being a therapist or a counselor, they probably have addictions because of all the stuff they hear. How do they digress their stuff? Okay, so that means that their hands aren't clean. You're going to tell me how to handle a twin flame? Okay, so I am the God version of my twin flame. She's the devil version, and yet I'm supposed to say, "Sorry, Satan, me and you will not work out." Bounce. Well, that conversation will probably happen in 2 months' time, but still, the fact that I have to give up the other truest form of love so that my mental health is better, imagine that. So it's like, what is the counselor going to tell me? Is it going to be somebody who's just going to listen to me rant? Here we go. I just ranted for 44 minutes. Whoever's on the other end, my one buddy, I know he'll be watching this. I, here you go. This is my life. I'm ranting. What can I change? Because at the end of the day, I look at myself and I know how hard this path is. I know how hard it is. But the fact that I know that I can get to Australia, successful business, I eventually get the six pack, I eventually get a beautiful wife, a legacy, a family. Every day I want to quit this spiritual awakening, but I'm thinking, I gotta keep going until finally everything lines up. So it is what it is on that one. And now, since I know that my food's gonna be mushy again, I love mushy food. Whatever. Makes it easier to chew, and which is kind of weird because I think I got a tooth infection or a jaw infection, and Like I just can't get ahead in this world. It's just like one more thing to just break me down, either physically, mentally, emotionally. It's cool. I love being broken down every day because then the world breaks me down, life breaks me down. Then I go to the gym and just break myself down and then go, all right, well, that was a learning lesson. Thanks for the day. Can't wait for tomorrow. It is what it is. So, yeah, anyways, I'm going to talk about going to the gym. This is interesting because I watch a lot of people in the gym. And so I'm at this new gym and I see this one guy, and I was at this gym like 6 years ago, but they're a little bit more pricier than some of the other gyms, and that's the reason I left because I didn't have money. So, anyways, I came back because, well, in one of my other videos, as you know, I'm got called the cops on me because I'm a gym shooter. Apparently, two stories that didn't even happen the way they said it happened. Whatever. People want to lie. Karma will get them. Karma will get them. Trust me. Trust. So, anyways, I go to the gym and I see this guy and he's got his wife and he's got his two kids. You can tell he just thinks he's like this like hot shit and whatnot. And I watched them work out. And he showed his wife how to like work out her back and all this stuff, and they don't even stay long. And I think to myself, dude, I saw you 6 years ago. You haven't changed. You're not. You're not the bee's niches of all bee's niches. Is that even a thing? I don't know. I just made it up right there. But I look at him and I go, your wife probably doesn't even like you. And I'm thinking to myself, she just puts up with this shit. Because at the end of the day, I look at a lot of women in there and a lot of men, and I go, why are you at the gym? Unless you're at 8 to 12% body fat, you don't actually know what your true body looks like. So if you're a bigger guy and you're working out for the weights and whatnot, why? Is it because you don't want to do the cardio? Because at the end of the day, do the cardio. Get your body to its natural size and then put on the weights. Like, don't be doing it any other way. I look at women who are a little bit heavier set, and I'm watching them lift heavy weights and everything. And I'm going, what is your mentality for this? Like, you're going to look at yourself in the mirror and go, you know what? I may be bigger, but I lift a lot of heavier weights, so I'm okay with this. Maybe that's the logic that people have put in their mind, going, hey, I'm a heavier set person. I don't need to do cardio. I lift heavy weights, and I can tell people, hey, I go to the gym. I lift heavy weights. This is my workout. Who are you lying to? You're lying to yourself. Okay? You are lying to yourself. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. Whether this is a popular opinion, unpopular or not, I don't care. Do not go to the gym and lift weights if you're an overweight person. If I've asked so many people and they go, oh, well, I need to gain muscle mass. More muscle mass will burn more fat. Really? Okay. It's good logic. And it's probably right. But if you have 20 pounds, 40 pounds, 100 pounds, 200 pounds, why are you lifting more weight? Which means muscle weighs more than fat. So now you're lifting more weight. You're going to put on more muscle, but you're not burning the fat. So now you go from this to this. I look at a lot of the guys in there who are bigger. And then I also look at guys who have six packs. And for the most part, I'm going to tell you the guys who have six packs, I'm probably leaner than them. It's just that I still have fat in the areas that will take a while for me to get rid of. But as a body, I can see my arms, my back, my legs, cheekbones, whereas most of those people in the gym can't, which means I am technically leaner than them, but I'm not aesthetically as good looking as them. And then when you look at the guys who just build up, they're more round, they're not defined or chiseled, they're just more, they're built up.
And I look at them and I go, if you were to actually do cardio, there's one guy in there. I bet he weighs 230 pounds. And like me, he's got a little bit of boobs, a little bit of stomach action, but he only works out on heavy weights. And I think if he were to actually do cardio and do it for an hour a day with his workout, by the end of this summer, he would have a six pack so chiseled, he would be one of the best looking guys in the gym. I see another guy in there, and he must be a boxer, and he's absolutely just ripped and defined. So then he tries to lift all these heavy weights to impress this one girl in there, and I don't get it because they're already ripped and defined. Why don't you lift a weight that's comfortable and do 10, not 2? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I don't know. But then like when I look at like the Family Guy, dude, you're still a big guy. Like even when I look at the trainer and he's training all these people who are heavier and a little bit more weight set, why are you showing them anything? Get them on the elliptical, get them on the rower, get them on something that's a full body cardio workout, and do the same thing I did 3 years ago. I weighed almost 400 pounds, and I have not touched a weight in 3 years. I've gone from every day. think there's, I think when I calculated, there might have been 6 days in the last 3 years that I missed, and then I would go do a second workout on a different day or a third workout. So I don't even think I've actually missed a day, and I'm doing 3 hours a day. I don't need to be doing 3 hours, but that's what I'm trying to show people. I'm lean. I do 3 hours a day. You can see that on my TikTok videos. So why is anyone on weights? You should, if you are overweight, be doing cardio. Get your body down to its natural 8% body fat. In the 70s and 80s, we didn't have obese people. We didn't have all these fast food chains. We didn't have all these health problems. Like, you guys need to see this. The world set you up for this. So if you don't learn how to eat now, and when they tell you what you should be eating, fruits, vegetables, grains, water, milk, like all the things that come from nature. As soon as man touches it, get rid of it. Get rid of it. That's the worst thing for you. But yeah, like I see a lot of interesting things. And like even this one gal, she's a bigger set gal and she just lifts heavy. She's been the same size for 6 years. And if she were to actually just do cardio, she'd be absolutely fit and beautiful. But it's like, I get it because when I was fat back in the day, I never did cardio. I just lifted heavy weights. And people go, "Oh, you're bigger," and I'm like, "Don't talk to me. I could bench 300 pounds. Like, well, that's three plates at side 90, 180, 270. Yeah, it was 315. It's 315 I used to be able to bench." And I'm just thinking, don't tell me about lifting weights or anything. Because I need to get rid of this fat and see what I look like at 8 to 12% body fat. Till then, nothing else matters. And I can tell you, I'm starting to see chest bones, ribs, back. Like, I'm starting to lean out. And I'm trying to show people this is 3 hours a day. Clean diet, no alcohol, no fast food, no candy, nothing. So this isn't an overnight thing. This has been 3 years. Anyways, I know that my food is really mushy now, so thank you for letting me rant. I don't know how many times you guys could have drank in this video, but in 54 minutes, you guys probably could have just got bombed. Anyways, take your losses before you become the boss. Try to be 1% better each and every day. Try to help others to grow, succeed, and be the best versions they can be. Everything happens on divine timing. My name is Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. Everything's ready. So anyone who's actually looking to better themselves, whether it's habits, triggers, career paths, life goals, I'm essentially a fitness influencer who's created a course that can kind of assess you on the people, places, and things that you should probably either look at, get rid of, or move forward with. That being said, once again, this is Dustin Taylor. I'm Dustin Taylor. This is Divinity Virtue. And I hope everyone has a great day. And God bless. Amen.